Hey guys, it's Sam with The Blind Life. Welcome back. And this is the part 2 video where I'm talking about the MX Master series from Logitech and why I love this mouse. Today I'm going to talk about a couple things that I forgot to mention in the previous video, some extra features, and answer some questions that people had from that original video. First things first is if you jump onto Amazon and just put in MX Master, you'll see all the mices that are available. There are several versions of this mouse, version 2, 3, S. I think we're on to version 4 is the most recent. And someone was asking what the difference between them is. In between the 2 and the 3, you've got some improved hardware, much quieter button clicks. So when you're clicking the left mouse button and the right mouse button, it's not as clicky. It's much quieter. The 3 also charges with USB Type-C, where the 2 uses micro USB. But most of it is performance. Higher DPI, so faster moving if you want that. It also means faster response. Things like that. But the form factor is going to be the same throughout. One thing I noticed is it does not look like they make this in a left-handed version. This is only a right-handed mouse, which is interesting to me, very interesting. They do have some white ones. Here's a white one, which is pretty cool. And you can also get this as a set with a keyboard. There's another white one and another white one. I also forgot to mention that you can connect these mice to multiple devices. On the bottom, there's a little button and it allows you to connect the mouse to 3 different devices. So if you have a home desktop and a laptop and then maybe a work computer, you could have this one mouse connected to all 3 instead of needing to buy 3 different mice. So as before, we're going to launch the Logi Options application. This is a free application you can download to work with your mouse, allows you to customize your mouse and add a bunch of different extra features. If this is all new to you, then definitely check out the part 1 video I made. One thing I wanted to mention is, as we saw before, when you click on the mouse itself, you can come in here and customize all of these buttons, the mouse buttons. So we looked at that last time, but I forgot to mention over here on the left side, we have some other options. The next option here is point and scroll. This lets you adjust the speed of the wheels here, how fast like the thumb wheel scrolls, how fast the primary scroll wheel will scroll a page up and down. So you can customize this, which is super cool. And you can adjust the pointer speed here as well. So I've got mine set to about halfway, but if I bump that up, now this thing is moving a lot more, way more than I like. I could also lower it down so that it's much slower, but that is way too slow. So we're gonna put that back to about halfway. That's what's comfortable for me. Below the pointer and scrolling speed option, we have something called flow. So what this does is it allows you to seamlessly move the mouse pointer from one computer to another. Just like in the animation here, if you have 2 computers open at the same time, and I'll be honest, I've never done this. I haven't set this up. I've never tried it, but I assume you would have the Logi Options application running on both computers. Then you can seamlessly drag and drop files from one computer over to the next. And this isn't, like I mentioned before, that you can connect this mouse to 3 different devices. It's not that. This is almost like both of these computers are connected and you're just dragging and dropping files from one to the other. If you do have 2 computers, like you have a desktop and a laptop, or like me, I have a Windows computer and a Mac, this can make it so easy to copy and paste files from one computer to the other seamlessly. Like I said, I've never tried it. I don't exactly know how it works. I think it's black magic, but it's pretty cool nonetheless. And then below the flow option, we have settings. And these are just some settings that you can adjust about the app. You can check for updates for your device. You can get support. You can do a tour of the device. Just some general settings here. Now, speaking of settings, I also want to point out that you can create a Logi Options account and sign into the app. I definitely recommend this because, as I've mentioned before, whether you're using this one mouse on multiple devices or you've got a bunch of these mice on all the different computers in your life, you're going to be using this application on all of those computers. So if you sign in, then all of your settings will transfer over. Makes it so much easier. Okay. Jumping into the smart actions area, we talked about smart actions and how helpful these can be. One thing I forgot to mention is if you click on the little hamburger menu for one of these smart actions, you get some options. You can rename it, you can add a label, duplicate, but the one that I think is very helpful is you can export this. So when you click export, opens up your file explorer, and this is just going to save the smart action as a text document. That will allow you to share that text document with someone else or even share it with yourself if you need to upload this onto another computer for some reason. And the way you would do that is you would click this button here in the upper right that says import. Opens up the file explorer. You just find that text document and then double click on that. That will load the smart action in here. And it's an easy way to transfer or to copy over a smart action without having to go in and recreate it. Now, these are all the smart actions that I have created, but you also have some presets. So over to the left here, it's labeled templates. If I click on template, then these are pre-made smart actions that you can choose from. Some of these might be helpful. At the top here, you have tabs, productivity, meetings, AI, leisure, and so on. So you can separate these all by different categories. Some of them are super helpful or could be super helpful. Quick way to open Copilot on your browser, Google Gemini, some AI things, AI correct grammar. I could totally use that one. And then some that are maybe not so serious, like tell a mouse joke. All right, guys, so I hope that answered some of the questions people had from the first video and gave a little bit more information about why I love this mouse so much. As before, I will try to include some Amazon links in the video description down below. Thank you so much for watching. If you like it, hit the like button. Check out the website, theblindlife.net, for more information. That is it for this one. Thanks, guys. Sam with The Blind Life. I'll see you next time.